Okay, so today we are going to practice mindful eating. And so if you don't have something, I want you to go find just a little snack. I'm going to use a dried cherry, but maybe a popcorn, one piece of popcorn, a raisin, a chocolate chip, a pretzel, like something small that you can take your time eating. So if you don't have something to eat, go grab something, pause this video, and then come back. All right, so let's start with feet on the floor, spines in a line, hearts to the sky, hands on our anchor. Let your eyes close. Mindful bodies, quiet and still. Okay, so we're going to do mindful eating today. And mindful eating is one of those things that when we really practice mindfulness when we eat, we really notice that how fast we eat normally. So what I have today is just this little, you see here, little dried cherry. And what we're going to do first, so I want you to pick up whatever you have to eat, okay? And what I want you to do is kind of examine it. So I want you to look at it and imagine that if I were going to have you look at it and then put it in a pile with a bunch of other similar things, could you find yours? So I have a cherry here, dried cherry. So if I took this cherry out of the bag and then put it back in the bag, could I find it? Can I look at it like that? Like, I really need to have my glasses on, so maybe I better put them on. All right, let's see. So I can see it has a bunch of nooks and crannies. It's pretty plump, but even on one side, it has indents. So really look at what makes whatever you have unique. So we're using our eyes for this part. And do your breath as we're looking at it. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. So now I just want you to bring it to your nose and see if you can notice the smell. It's funny, I can't really notice the smell, but my nose is a little stuffed. And sometimes I only smell certain things, but notice if you can smell. And notice if it reminds you of anything or if it has a memory for you. It makes you feel good or it makes you feel a certain way. I notice already though that my mouth is watering just from smelling it. That makes me want to eat it. So just even noticing that, right? Can we be patient? Okay, next one. We're going to do our sense of hearing. So put it up to your ear and just notice if you put it between your fingers what you hear. So if you have a raisin or like a cranberry or something like that, you can actually hear the noises that it makes when you squeeze it. Oh, it's really cool. Which I've never, if we're not practicing mindfulness, you would never do this. So cool. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is just bring it to our lips. Sense of touch. Right? And notice what happens in your mouth. can feel my mouth start to tingle. And you might notice that there's more saliva in your mouth. Cool, right? That's the brain telling the mouth, right? The mouth, that we're going to be eating soon. Or the mouth telling the brain. So cool. All right, so now whatever you have, especially if it's bigger, just take a small bite. Okay, so we're just going to put it in our mouth and put it on your tongue. Let your eyes close. So just let it sit there. Try not to chew. Just place it on your tongue. Now I start to taste it. So move it around on your tongue and see if you can notice where it tastes sweet, where it tastes sour without chewing, middle, front, back, and sides. And then I want you to just put it between your big teeth in the back and take one bite. And then maybe move it to the other side and take another bite. Don't swallow yet. Okay, now before you swallow, I want you to see how far you can follow it down. Oh my goodness, that cherry tasted so good. So just notice, right? So when we practice mindful eating, we might not eat as fast, but we really notice that we might enjoy our food more. It tasted so good when it started to melt on my tongue. And it was only one little cherry, right? But sometimes what we notice, sometimes we eat because we have feelings, and we might eat because we're bored, or because we're sad, or even because we're angry, right? So we want to notice that we really only want to eat when our bellies are hungry, or then we're going to end up not having a healthy body, right? We'll get maybe too heavy, or if we don't eat, if we don't pay attention, then we'll be too thin. So we want to practice having a healthy body and paying attention to our belly when it's hungry. And then the other thing, if you eat fast, mindful eating can really help you, because eating fast isn't healthy either. So we want to be able to eat slow so that we give our body time to break it down. One time I was doing mindful eating with popcorn, and I found this amazing popcorn, one kernel that looked exactly like a rabbit. Had two little ears and a belly, and that was amazing. So maybe even look for things when you're eating. If you're eating popcorn, look at every kernel and see if it looks like something to you. So hopefully, maybe try mindful eating when you start to eat your meal. If you have the tendency to eat fast, it would be really great to just practice the first few bites, doing it mindfully. So thank you for joining me for mindful eating. Try it with your favorite dessert. Even try it with something that you don't like vegetables, if you don't like a vegetable, and see if maybe the reptile brain will say, right, vegetables are gross. They are not life or death danger, right? So eat your, whatever that food is that you really don't care for, eat that even mindfully and see if you can stay out of the drama and stay in your human brain. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Let's practice one more time. Mindful bodies. Feet on the floor, spines in a line, hearts to the sky, hands on our anchor. Let your eyes close. Mindful bodies, quiet and still. Thanks for joining me. So practice your mindful eating this week. Have a great one.